People, deluded, I'm back again. Good afternoon. I hope you're all doing well and safe. Mike's, what are you telling them, man? You good? You know, you don't look too confident right now in relation
No,
to
I'm
this
not too confident, but I'm here. I'm alive. You know how it goes.
You say you good, man. I'm decent, man. I'm there, man. I'm hoping that you can give me some confidence going into this game, or another perspective will calm me down. Car, I'm not gonna say there's no chance of us winning, but I'll take a point. And if we lose, I can't say I'm surprised. It's just a passion thing and an Arsenal thing right now. There's no logic.
It's got to that point with us. It's got to that point that we can't even say every weekend we're gonna go get 3 points, and that doesn't even matter if we're playing Aston Villa, Leeds, Sheffield. Them man, we don't know.
And that's what upsets me. It's like, again, and in true Arsenal fashion, we might actually turn around and go and beat a team like Spurs and then lose to Burnley the week before. So I'm hoping for this week there's some logic, man. But before we get into the North London derby and stuff, man, I'm big on, I really admire the man when they do stuff, and I'm a big fan of your stuff. But it's one thing me rambling about it. Let people know the sort of content you do and what you're about and whatnot, man.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. No, normally what we do, me and my brother, sometimes, most of the time, sometimes by myself, we cover probably the latest fixtures in footballs, in football like in Europe, sometimes in Premier League, mainly Premier League though. If I'm feeling spicy about something that's happening in Arsenal,
nice and spicy.
Yeah, if I'm feeling spicy, I've got something to say, I drop a video on that, or pretty much anything that you can think of. I try to do things like creatively, try to be different and done like in a sort of way. And then I cover basketball, boxing if I can. But, sometimes time is of the essence now. So, you know what I mean? But mainly football, Arsenal, my passions, you get me?
I appreciate that, man. And like he said, man, this guy's a fanatic. He's covering all the sports. Look at that work rate. He's got you sorted. So support the Mandem's thing. The link is in the messages. Please, moderators, make sure you're on top of that and you keep making sure this resurfaces. Subscribe to him. Want to see the subscribers of his thing go up a little bit. He's one of the Mandem. He's an IC3. Let's do what we can. Like, big up John for being there. People, also make sure you're hitting the like button, please. Big up 1-1. He's also in the building. I'm seeing a lot of usual guys. Now, let's get into this North London derby, bro. In fact, you know what? We're getting ahead of ourselves. What have you made of Arsenal so far this season?
You know what? You can normally judge how a team is going to play by their transfer window. And this window wasn't the greatest for Arsenal. I mean, Gabriel has come in, and I think he's probably one of the top 5 centre-back in the league. But you see, when you bring in someone like Willian, it doesn't really make any sense. He's what, 32?
Paragraph for me, man.
He's at 32. Honestly, I played goals yesterday for the first time in like 6 weeks, and I played better than him. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not good enough. But what I will say, what I do rate is us. We signed Aubameyang to a long-term deal. It's not looking great at the moment, but I reckon it will come round. Strikers, not every striker has their best season or is fit and firing straight away. But I just feel like some of the decisions that we've made as a club, and again, this is one thing Arsenal fans don't.
You're getting drawn out. I said, your man them are saying, take that to VAR, my guy.
What they overrule the decision, yeah? Very nice, Lex. No, but you know what it is I'm confused because a lot of Arsenal fans always blame the Cronkies, and they do deserve a lot of blame. But I reckon our bigger problem is talent identification. I mean, and some of the decisions don't even make sense. Giving Pablo Mari and Cedric a deal doesn't really make much sense when we've got already a surplus of centre-backs. Now, if we do give them deals, you have to get Mustafi.
Around it.
Do you get it? Like, we have 8 centre-backs at the moment. People are wondering where's Saliba.
And we're still talking about a new one. Hey? We're still talking about bringing in the next one. If you look at reports,
do you get what I'm saying? Like, it don't even make sense at this point in time. We got Party. You know what I mean? There ain't no Party like Thomas Party. People don't forget that. You get me? But I reckon probably maybe next year, 2 years down the line, I think we should kick on. I mean, the whole thing around Awar, and I don't know how to say his name, but Awar, whatever his name.
You said it there, Awar, yeah.
Yeah. I think that we should have been done that early. You get it? Like, we're not obviously
proactive
Chelsea
approach.
You get it? We're not Chelsea that can buy everyone whenever they want, but You know what I mean? Sometimes, come on, man,
We
smash
can
the bag.
identify a don, get it done. I fully agree with what you're saying, and I agree. I think talent identification is one of those things. For me, I don't understand a club that talk about being self-financing and you don't sell, especially your young players, for decent assets. I don't see how you don't. Like you said, that's the one thing. We know we ain't got 70 million, but how many players for every Thomas Partey? How many have we missed out on? That's just been there begging for this thing. You know, it looks good with Gabriel. How much other man have we missed out? Like for me, the biggest pet peeve as an Arsenal fan, you've seen it. Camavinga, you know, Osman Dembele, Mbappe, all these French men, and we brought Sanogo, and we ain't brought nobody serious. Like no one serious, you know. Guendouzi's looking all right, and he's been sectioned, but it's a bit mad. It's a bit mad.
They're moving like what Guendouzi has coronavirus. They shipped him out to Germany, and I can say he's probably our best midfielder if he comes back. Well, one of with Partey, if that makes sense. And most of it, just I know he had that thing with Mope and apparently some mad behind the scenes things and whatnot. But really and truly, come on now. I saw a quote come out and say that he's worth every penny. That's how you know.
Berlin done it, innit? Yeah.
That's how you know Guendouzi's so good because man's saying he's worth every penny and he's on loan.
Literally.
Yeah,
you think there's a future back for him though? Because he's contracted till 2022. It looks like it's one of them for me where it don't matter how good you are, you've burnt bridges. Like, and if he has annoyed Arteta, I want him to stay, but I understand it. If he's antagonizing and he's, you know, you're trying to deal with several things and he's there, then it is what it is. But I think it's above a football decision, man. I don't think I think he just beat him off.
Yeah, I think it's above a football position. I think obviously it's probably the same with Ozil. But the thing is with Guendouzi, it's different because obviously attitude is it's a big thing in football. Yeah, you know, if you got a bad attitude and whatnot. But sometimes when you have the ability, and then you have to look at the players we have currently, you can't like get rid of him.
It can be honed, like what he had, like you said it perfectly. You don't have to get rid of, man, and it can just be honed. Like all he needed was a little slap in the head. Like I like where you're coming with, but remember where you're at. But that's where I think with Guendouzi, because you hear the rumors, and without talking too tough, you can hear it from credible sources that he is very antagonizing, and it seems like the straw that broke Arteta's back. In that, you know, he's trying to pattern training, you're being disruptive, you've always got something to say, and this was just the one he thought, F it. I'm pretty sure you agree when you say you look at our midfield right now and you look at it, you know, I'm not saying it's amazing, but Partey is the only levels one. Him and Guendouzi looks way more of an attractive one than the other potential any combinations we can kind of flirt between, really and truly.
What would you think about, like, where would you this midfield finish? I know it's not just about midfields, but where would if we had Guendouzi, Partey, and Aouar, where do you reckon that would take us? Would you think that takes us to the next level?
I wouldn't say it makes us immediate top 4 contenders, but it's bigger toys to play with. We definitely can make more of a meal of things and be in the fight. Like same way, if me and you start talking about top 4 now, we might throw up some random names. You might say a different team. I might say a different team, but we're not going to say Arsenal. Like you bring them in, we can be in this conversation, provided Arteta patterns the coaching and the rest of it. You said it yourself, and the way you've alluded to, this is how I know you know ball, and that's why you're here, because defense is one thing, but it's midfield. And as much as I mess with Arteta, you was a midfielder. I get it. You've not been brought man in and stuff, but I don't see the raw components as to what you want to do when these players come in. We're far too open. You know, everyone says we're great defensively. We're not. Like, we're not. Gabriel is, Tierney is, everybody else is a fire hazard. Like, everyone is hot and cold. Like, it's mad.
You know what it is, yeah? A lot of man was saying that we're great defensively because we're putting an extra man at the back. It don't even make sense. That's not great defensive. If you're putting 5-6 man at the back, you know what I mean? I do think Gabriel and what's this geezer's name? Gabriel and Tierney are the only 2 top at the moment. But you see Bellerin. If you get me started on that geezer.
Wait, no, let's talk about Bellerin because I just want to hear other fans. I'm not going to speak on Bellerin, but I'd love to hear your thoughts because people love to accuse me of agendas and the rest of it. So I'm going to be quiet.
Ain't no agenda. Your eyes are working. You see the thing is with Bellerin, yeah? You see the thing with Bellerin. Bellerin is what, 25, 26, and he plays like he's 19. I'm not even going to slag him off because he does great things off the pitch.
Bro, I said that exact sentence a couple of hours ago in a live stream, but people say I have an agenda. Go on, man. Lead the sermon, my guy. Lead the sermon, man.
Ain't no agenda. You know what it is with him is I haven't seen any development at all over the last couple of years, if that makes sense. I mean, defensively, he's still. He doesn't. He's not the reason that we concede a lot of goals. But some of the positions that he gets into,
He's a hazard, man.
he should be making better of himself. If that makes sense, both defensively and offensively. I just feel like what has to happen, and I tweeted this as well. What has to happen for Ainsley Maitland-Niles to get a game at right back? I mean, he played amazing.
Start bringing in the flavors again, man. Stop bringing in Stardust, man. That's right. That's right. Yeah, Lidge, you bring a Z to Arteta. You're back in the team, Maitland, my brother. Get in that lineup, fam. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I hear people say, yo, Maitland-Niles, he's not good in the back four. You know, I'm not saying Bellerin's poor. I'm not saying either one. I'm just saying, remove your opinion of both of them. Would you really say either one looks clear of the other? And I don't like the favorites thing. You know, it looks like Bellerin, Willian, these are favorites. Like, they're, for me, if you play good, now you should back your players. You know, you don't always have to drop a man. But if you're putting in continuously bad performances, you're starting to make me look bad. And I don't know, you know, when you hear rumors like Arteta, you know, when Bellerin first come to the country, there was like big brother, little brother, you know, is these footballing decisions? Like, is this football? I'm not saying this like that, but I have to provide it and be devil's advocate.
My thing is you're right, because he came out with the whole non-negotiable thing, yeah. Bruv, let's be real now, innit? You negotiated everything.
That gassed me. I'll never cap.
That gassed you.
I'm like, oh, Arteta gassed me. Listen, Arteta, this is why I'm still riding with him. Like, he back to, like, he has question marks, but he's firmly on the Wenger thing, because he was like 90, 100 goals. Even to this day, he says, I ain't got the players. I'm seeing us improve. I thought, do you know what? I thought it was a given he's going to pattern attacking, because I thought everyone could see last year, you know, let's just work on defending and we go with it. I haven't seen anything. And when he said the non-negotiables, that's the icing on top of it all, fam. That's what we all hear, and that's what we want to hear. And that's like, yo, serious.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's what you want to hear, but the thing is, what the mistake that he makes is when you say non-negotiables, I've got non-negotiables, then you think, all right, why does Willian get to go to Dubai, then come back, and then he's first on the team sheet, if that makes sense? What happened there? We're in a pandemic, you know. People are acting like we're not in a pandemic.
And he's an experienced man to know not to do that.
He's playing like us, and we're in a pandemic. Man goes to go eat beef with Salt Bay. Gee, I got beef with you on ends. You need to come back here and start playing.
I got beef with you on ends.
You got to start. It's not just him. I mean, Lacazette. Bloody hell. When he first came, bro, his hairline was sharp as rocks.
Another dream seller.
Aubameyang, you know what it is? Is he a dream seller, or are we just putting him in the wrong situations? Because Giroud looks like he's balling.
A bit of both. Like, there can't be any coincidence. Not a single attacking player right now is banging. You know, that has to be down to the system. But I used to get killed for this in my early YouTube days. I used to say Lacazette's a good player, but he ain't showed me 20 league goals. Like, for me, that's how it is. Like, old school, you've played ball, you've grown up playing ball. You know, regardless of how football changes, if you don't score 20 league goals, you're only so good. You can do up the team play, you can do the big games and everything. You're only so good. That's the mark of it. And Lacazette is not. He goes through these little patches of scoring goals. He's never consistent with it. And, you know, all of these, you know, general play only goes so far. We didn't sign Lacazette for that. We signed him to be Aubameyang. And if he was levels, as much as man get onto Wenger, why did he clock within 6 months? Yo, Aubameyang's there. I need to sign him. Like, come on now. And you know, Lacazette was a man before that. He was always linked with Arsenal, and he was always like, he's coming and he's not. And it's well documented that Wenger liked him, but he had these preconceptions about him. We finally took the chance. I'm not saying Wenger was right or wrong, but lo and behold, 52 million is looking dead. Like, if we was to wheel up his stats now, is it looking a mazza? Like, is it looking a mazza, or is it looking Robbie for 50 odd million? Boy,
no, boy. And look, you see, the thing is, man backs the players, yeah, but excuse the pun, man's not deluded. Do you get it? Mm-hmm. If a player is not playing great, we have to call it out. And right now, we need to look for the receipt for Lacazette. Do you get it? Like, Lacazette, you've been up front for, I don't know, you've been playing well. I mean, about 6 months in, and we get in the Aubameyang. You need to be like, all right, let me buckle up now. Do you get it? And then when you have Nketiah, you got Balogun. He hasn't signed, but you got Balogun, you got there, and then you got Moller that's making strides in the academy. Like, the writing's on the wall here. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if I'm Lacazette, Tyrese as well. Do you get him? I'm obviously nowhere near the football player of Lacazette. But what I'm saying is, if I see next man coming for my spot, I need to sharpen up. If
You have
not,
to pattern.
I'm calling my agent saying, yo, you know what I mean? Let's go Swedish league or something like that. Let's go Austria and get the bag. Get it. Like, it don't make no sense to me.
It's it is that, man. It's like I don't know, man. I wouldn't call Lacazette a flop. Like I wouldn't call him a flop, but I can't argue with him. No, I think flop is harsh. You know, he's got player this season. It's FA Cup. It's me. It's not that it's meaty, but it's meaty. But he's not been a flop. But when you look at it, and I just look at it as harsh as this, we brought him to be that striker. He weren't that striker. 52 millions looking gazy. You know, it's becoming a running joke on Twitter. Sadly, you can bring up bare strikers that have scored more than him. It's crazy. You know. What do you think about Laka in the number 10 role? A lot's been said about that based off the last 2 Europa League games, really and truly.
You know what? He does. Right. See, there's the thing. Lacazette, I'll probably say he's more based to playing. The way football is going now, I don't think he can be the starting striker, like the number 9. If he was to play like 9.5, whatever, or 10, I reckon that's not that bad. But, you know what I mean? In the Europa League, the competition ain't that great, if that makes sense. So
got discount.
A lot of people can. Yeah, you know what I mean? A lot of people can shine, you know what I'm saying? Even probably like some of the man that I played goals with, you know what I mean, would stand out at, you know what I mean, Europa League and trust. They know not that easy. But what I'm saying is, in the number 10 role, it's not that bad. However, is he naturally creative?
I think his creativity is overstated. Don't get it wrong. I think he's a baller. I think he can link up. I think he would hack it in the Prem because he plays deeper. But I think it's overstated, you know. I don't think Lacazette is someone that's going to create, off the top of my head, it's unrealistic, but 100 chances and do this. People confuse linking up and being an intelligent footballer with creative. It's not that. For me, Lacazette's thing now is you're a plan B striker. What Lampard is trying to do with Giroud, you're that to a lesser degree. You are a plan B. You've got different strengths. You know, there's going to be times where you need subs and whatnot. You're a plan B. If you want to play on a regular basis, you need to go elsewhere. And I think it's pretty damning that we've heard about new deals. We're talking about Bellerin new deal and what? He's played 3 games, 2 games. What has been said about Lacazette? You know, fair enough, it's 2022, but not a word is being said on that.
Do you think we'll renew him?
I mean, if you can't get no one else, maybe. And if Arsenal give a new contract to Mustafi or try to give it to Mustafi, then it's light for Lacazette, really. But you shouldn't really. You know, he's 29. He's probably going to want a top little thing. You know, he's not showing the levels. Can you find another number 2 that can offer what number 2 striker that can bring to the table what he has? I would go for it. I actually think number 2 is underrated.
Yes, it is. It is. You know what I mean? A lot over the years, Bearman have had number 2s, and it's like people acting like it's a foreign concept. You know what I mean? Not everyone's built to be yeah, you know what I mean? Not everyone's built to be the starting striker, if that makes sense. It's just not that.
Would you going back to Aubameyang, what do you actually make of the whole contract and the form business? And the fact that he's not scoring? Do we have to consider he doesn't get back to goal scoring ways?
I think this is going to be a down year. I don't think it's just 2 days. I mean, he's got I believe it's 2 goals in 10 appearances and 1 penalty.
Bro, I can't even tell you the stats. That's how mad it is. I used to be able to tell you he's got 17 right now. He's on course to get this. Vardy's got this. I'm not involved in none of that now.
Do you know what? And you know what I find funny? Well, see, all right, he's got a contract. If people are going to say that he wasn't playing up to a contract, that's just stupid. Everyone pays up to a contract when it's coming down. But Aubameyang has quality. You know what I mean? I reckon now, more so than ever, he needs service around him. If that makes it, like, I think now more than ever, he needs service around him. Because people are saying, oh, it's because Ozil's not inside, but Ozil wasn't inside for a while now, and he was still bagging, if that makes sense. So it's not about Ozil. What Aubameyang, I see by his body language as well. I didn't like it on the weekend as well. I wasn't really a fan of that.
Everyone's critical on that. Everyone I've had on here said that.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really a fan of that. But the thing is with him, what I like about him is, and what I like about the Premier League is that bare man get chances. Maybe not Arsenal, but bare man get chances in the league. So you can be on 2 goals, on this week, but you can score brace and you're back on 4 and 10. It's like 4 and 11.
Fans are back singing your name and whatnot.
Do you know what I'm saying? I think Lacazette, not Lacazette, Aubameyang, since he come, he has performed. So I mean, so people that are getting onto him, it's a bit harsh, you know what I mean? Come on, let's not be reactionary.
But you're asking logic of a fan base or some sections of fan bases. I remember when they were saying to sell him, like 2 years ago, they were saying shot him. We're going into the thing, they're saying shot him because of the contract, it's got 2 years, and go with Lacazette. Now, sometimes fans are right, but at the same time, this shows you where, you know, if football teams listen to the majority of fan base's decisions, it wouldn't make much sense. People, please make sure you're hitting the like button. It doesn't cost a thing. Benjamin has said, thoughts on Torreira/Partey partnership. Personally, I would have been on that. I felt both of them needed to be in the squad because, like you see, when Partey's not there, it's long. It's not creative. But if we're not going to bring in a creative man, I'd rather them two than El Nene and the other options. But it's a myth.
I've got a question for you, yeah? Which one? And Ben, or whoever's in the chat, yeah? First of all, make sure you smash that like button.
Come on.
But I've got a question. Would you rather have Partey partner with Torreira or Guendouzi?
It depends the game, you know. It depends the game. The way I want to play football, you know. If we're going against how Leicester was in the first half, then clearly Guendouzi is able to break teams down more than my man Torreira. So I wouldn't want him. But if we've gone into games, you know, like where you see now, and then they play against United, I would have liked Torreira in that place. Or we're going against City where, you know, we can't out creative them, so let's outwork them. I think you need both of them because, like you see with Partey's absence, we're long, and this is where Arsenal fans or us in general go wrong because we look at Gabriel to be the saviour. We look at Aubameyang to score the goals. We place too much importance on one man, and when they're not banging or they're not involved at all, you see how peak it gets. You see, like, you don't. A squad is dangerous. Like obviously Liverpool rely on man, but there's a group of them. If Mane is not at it, and next man is. If Van Dijk misses out, there's other centre halves that can fill in, sort of thing. We're mad. We rely on too much, man. I'm a big fan of Guendouzi. I'm fully open to run propaganda on Guendouzi. I hope he comes back, but I honestly think that one's gone.
I think with the hair, Guendouzinho is when he comes back, yeah, I reckon he's going to be a nuisance. You get what I'm saying? But I think our problems, again, with talent identification, because I was touching on that earlier, and I just want to know your thoughts on this, because people always say, yeah, Kroenke don't spend. He doesn't. You know what I mean? He's tight. Man's tight. You get what I'm saying? No one can say nothing about that. He's tight. But you see, what about talent identification? We spent, 72 million on Pepe? We
still spend money. We can't lie about that.
Yeah, we spend money. Do you get it? Like, for me, I wouldn't spend 72 million on someone that's, quote-unquote, only had one good season. I'd rather spend 70 million on someone that's established.
Proven.
Right now. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, for example, let's say Haaland, he has a release code that we're not getting it, but I'm saying, let's say Haaland has a release code of 75 million. I can pay that because he's been certified.
You've seen it.
Do you get it? We spent 72 million on Pepe, and I don't even think the little fans even knew who he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just looked like any done. What I'm saying is, he needs to come in. Like, if we spend 70 million on someone, this guy has to be. His name must have been ringing bells for the last couple of years. It might not be the loudest. It might not be the loudest, but I'm just saying that people know him. Oh yeah, let's say you talk to a neutral, he'll say, "Oh yeah, he's a good player." Yeah, you know what I'm saying. If I go down the road and say, "Oh, look, before we got him, do you know Nicolas Pepe?" Who? You know what I mean? Like, who's that? You get what I'm saying? It's one of them things. I just feel like the same thing we got with Gabriel. We identified him, got him. You know what I mean? We spending money and Partey as well. I just feel like we should target better players. And in terms of recruitment, don't hand out deals to just any Brazilian that you can find. You know what I mean? Like,
go on.
Yeah, like Willian, Pablo Mari. I'm not slagging these players off. But just again, like I'm saying, if we're gonna get someone, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Before you know it, because this is what fans do, and I see them do it to Saka as well. When you start overplaying someone, people just start slagging them off for no reason.
Start rubbing them. Yeah, Saka's getting rubbed now. It's like, calm down. He was due a bad game. Saka's been overdue a bad game for a long time. That man has carried this team. And you made a good point in that, obviously, you know, I have no shame in admitting I think the day I really have faith in Arsenal Football Club is when Stan Kroenke departs this club. But you can't just sit here. It's what I say. You can't just sit here and blame players or sit here and blame management or sit here and just blame Kroenke. It's everybody. Kroenke needs to spend money. He's underspent. He's not really helped a new manager in Arteta, but the same way, historically, you know, we've mismanaged. You know, someone has to answer for 30-odd million for Mustafi. Xhaka the same. You know, I like Pepe, but at the end of the day, like you said, you can't argue against that 70-odd million. You know, you've had signings like Lucas Perez. We've just spoken about Lacazette. We're looking at it funny. You know, you're looking at the other ones as well. Marie, Cedric Suarez, they were brought in on loan. We all know they were going to be made permanent. Why were they made permanent if they wasn't fit? Because you get in a situation like this now where both of them have been registered ahead of Ozil. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but neither have played a single minute in the Premier League. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Like, it's not making sense. So it is the talent identification. You do cheap things, you pay in the long run.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think our only other left back is outside Tierney is who? What? Saka?
We're looking at Kolasinac, fam. I'm playing Saka, and I'm probably playing Maitland-Niles before Kolasinac, but that's where you're looking at. You're looking at Kolasinac.
No, I mean, some of these players, I mean, look, we can sit here and we can slag them off all day, but
they didn't buy themselves.
Is that not, yeah?
They didn't buy themselves, as sad as it is. They didn't buy
themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, especially if you've got friends that are heavily into football and you see and they support different clubs and you see what they're buying, you're like, why? You feel a bit jealous. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like Chelsea would buy Kolasinac to be their starting left back for over a few years, if that makes sense.
Look at them. They're trying to rub out the Emerson brother, or whoever he is, or he's gone, or they're trying to sell him or something. We gave Kolasinac 100k a week. You know, free transfer. And to be fair, man, we're rating, not me, but people with all the language you said at the time. Oh, you know, Bundesliga player of the year, this, that, and the other. The minute and that's what Arsenal, we failed to understand. I'm not saying you must sell everyone, but when we find out somebody's a dud, it's evident. Rub it out quick. It out quickly. Yeah. We don't rub out duds enough. We don't realize when somebody's looking a bit fraudy and departing them from what we're trying to do, we persist with it.
And you know what's mad, yeah? When a player starts looking funny in the light, yeah, you know what the best thing to do, as you're right, is to sell him. Because once everyone else starts to clock like this person's dead,
the peas is gone.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the peas is done. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's gonna...
everyone's not answering phones and that anymore. Let's say, like,
bro, Dana White is the next person that's gonna call Kolasinac because it's gonna be no football manager, no chance.
Hey, man, I hope everybody listening to this got that one. I don't want that to go over people's heads. I really don't. That was a good one. Of course, I'm doing something with Turkish at 10 past 4. Of course, I am. Please, people, once again, make sure you're hitting the like button. Moderators, you're not doing your job of resurfacing the man them's thing. Subscribe to Max. You know, shout out him. Shout out what he does. You know, NBA and the rest of it. Football. He covers a lot of sports, and you hear his footballing opinions. You like what you see, so go hit his comments, hit his subscribe. And do your thing, man. Don't act tough. So minor, man, I've got all the time and they're loving you. You know, you're making man cry in the comments. And look, someone's even gone that much deeper and said, you know, when you look into it, you know, 90k, bro, that's your guy as well. That's facts.
Yeah.
That is facts, bro. Like, that is fact. The peas is just, this is why it breeds into the comfortability thing. Because I'd say the wickedest thing about Arsenal, when you look at these players, as much as I feel some are bad, like I don't feel Bellerin's levels, I don't think Xhaka is levels, I don't feel they're poor players. Like they're dead, but they're not. Like they can have a career. It's not like Jenkinson's one of the only players I thought genuinely was not a good footballer. But it's like when you add them all together, it becomes a madness. Like you got too much average and too much inconsistent. It just becomes gazy for us. Like it's long, man. It's mad long. What do you think in relation to the game on Spurs, though, man? Where do you think it's won and lost from an Arsenal perspective?
One.
Yeah. I said I'm asking you, bro.
Do you know what? I reckon if we ever were to win, look at Mickey. If we were ever to win, it'd probably be on the counter attack or maybe a set piece. I don't think we're going to be dominating as much as we have, or we can, or we could have, if that makes sense. The last 5 games we played them in all competitions, we've drawn 2, lost 2, and won 1. I mean, look, I'll be honest with you. Let's be honest now. As an Arsenal fan, Tottenham are the better team, and the only thing we can do right now,
it might be true.
The only good thing we have right now is they are a very good defensive team. Forget the goals that they scored; they're really good defensively in terms of putting Sissoko, Højbjerg in there. And then, you know what I mean?
Shout out to the super chat. Thank you, Jay Proof, for that, man.
Yeah. Then they got a solid defensive team. The problem is for them is that we're not a great attacking team. So they're gonna actually have to come take the game to us. You know what I mean? It might not be wise of my man to come defensively as he's done in previous games, you know what I mean? So what I'm saying, if they take out, if they take out maybe one of their midfielders, or if they give them a offensive impotence, then I believe then we can hit them on the counter. Maybe we give it to Saka, or maybe balls into the box. You never know.
That's an interesting way of looking at it. I feel it's like that. I feel exactly like that. I feel Spurs have done well in big games. You know, they got 4 points off Chelsea and City, but you know, they haven't really. They were a bit more attacking. Well, they did well against City, and they did have moments against Chelsea. But I agree with what you said in that, you know, they're gonna have to take the game to us because, you know, they're expected to. Dare I say, I don't think people expect this, but people won't be shocked if they hit us for 3-4. You know, so they have to kind of bring it to us, and that's where I'm looking at Arsenal. What would your lineup be? Because I must admit, I'm thinking go with a 4. I must admit, I'm feeling a 5 thing because as much as I want to see attacking football, Leeds, Wolves, Spurs, I don't think this was the time, and considering the international break, to be doing that. And, you know, as you saw, you know, Arteta, it looks like you just said, all right, cool, we're playing with 4 at the back. That doesn't make us play better football, as you know. Like, you got to do the tactics and the rest of it.
I'm hearing a few stories from AFC Bell on that. A few tweets. Is Thomas Partey going to be back?
Bro, I don't know what kind of games the club are playing or what fuckery they're doing to fans, but 1 minute he's out for 6 weeks, then he's back, he's training. I hope to God, you know, I don't want him to play if he's not fully fit because we can't afford to miss him. But if he passes a fitness test, you run him into the team, man. And you know AFC Bell ain't been capping with his Partey stuff, so like shout out to him.
I think AFC Bell is Thomas Partey. You know what I'm saying? Man's just doing like a Bruce Wayne thing. You know what I'm saying? But you see my thing, yeah. See, El Neni, I feel like with his legs has to play. Even though Maitland now said something about legs the other day. I think El Neni, my starting team would be obviously Leno in goal. I put Tierney at left back, Gabriel, David Luiz. I would personally, I'd put Maitland out, but we all know it's going to be Bellerin. But in I'm going with back 4, but I'm putting El Neni in front of him. I'm putting Xhaka, even though I've seen Milk turn faster than Xhaka. I know, you see Xhaka, yeah, bruv. I tell you what, ain't good enough. Good enough. And I put the Spanish Beyblade in Ceballos in midfield. Do you know what I'm saying? And then I put Saka left wing. Is Pepe back? No. I put Saka right wing. I put Aubameyang left wing and Lacazette up front.
I could get with that. Apart from the Xhaka thing, I think Xhaka's playing, but I'm not gonna lie, Xhaka has played well in big games, but I want dynamism. Like I know we're not gonna turn around and play mad expansive football, so I'm thinking, you know what, El Nene Partey, if worse comes to worse, throw my man Maitland-Niles in there, or like I'm just on an engine thing. I'm literally just on an engine because I know he's not gonna try to do up the Lacazette in the 10. He's not gonna play Willian there. You know, Saka's done a little job there. I don't think he's doing that this game. So I might. What's the point? If you don't want to make it creative, we might as well just do this Rago thing. Just go there for a fight, match their energy, because that's all Sissoko and Højbjerg are on. Really, like Højbjerg's made the most passes in the Premier League. What's he done with it? You know, it's Sideways FC, and I like Højbjerg, but you know, we need dynamism in there. You know, just let Maitland-Niles have a little run out, see what it is. Sadly, I think Willian's going to play. You know, Willian, I'm not going to lie. People keep saying, oh, Deluded, you're getting onto him. He's got a good record against Spurs. Brother, make sure that record continues because Willian don't deserve to start.
Bro, he stinks. I'll let anybody know. Willian stinks. You know what, DG? Yeah? Guess what? My brother's a Chelsea fan, yeah? So man's been watching Willian for, 7 years?
He gave you the scoop.
No cap, yeah. I hate Chelsea. And for me to say that Willian is dead at Chelsea, bro, I was like, no chance of this guy coming. And then he came, and I was thinking, people were telling me, oh, Max. People are telling me, yo, Max, you're just so negative. You're just this, and that. I'm like, nah, I'm not even negative about everyone. But you see, Willian, he's going to trick you. Like, you know what I mean? He's going to ball out against Fulham, who, you know what I mean? Let's be honest.
Every Chelsea fan said that as well.
Yeah, everyone, he's like a Trojan horse. He gets in, yeah, and then trust me,
you see
before you know it, ain't good enough, G. But
and I don't. Go on.
No, I'm listening. I'm listening.
I was gonna say I don't like to be the guy, but you know, your guy who's in the chat beat me to it. You know, I don't like to be the guy to talk about a man's peas, but it's like, where's the hunger coming from? You know, he's still in London, which his family wanted to stay. He's got his little restaurant with David Luiz. You know, he's playing every week, whether he plays poorly or not. So when is the penny gonna drop him? And he's gonna say to himself, you know what, I'm a big man. I'm 32 years of age. Saka is playing better than me. I need to back up my ideas and back them up fast. Is it gonna happen?
Is it going to happen? I don't think so. Because Reiss Nelson's even coming. Even Reiss Nelson's coming through.
If he does dead, hook him at half time. But, you know, at least he's showing something. You know, Willian isn't.
Willian, no. See, Willian, yeah?
He'll play
because the thing is with him, he'll play with it. I mean, I don't know. Because we're around the same age, yeah? Since when was right wingers best ability to defend? I don't understand.
That's dead. You're not. It's a given that you go backwards, but man can't be praising that. Like, that's dead. It's like when man say, "Oh, they tried hard, they're working hard, bro." That's the minimum. Like, you should be able to run about in midfield.
Do you know what? Yeah, I think it's a diss. I'm not a professional football player, obviously. I think it's a diss. I think it's a diss when these comments kill me, man. You don't keep flooding the comments. Man. Hey, you know what kills me is when man say, "Oh, you worked hard." What do you mean I worked hard? You meant to talk about my ability, bro. What are you doing?
When man say work hard, you're not good, fam. You're not good. You're not good. You're working hard is the minimum. I do that. When there's a player I like, but he's not good, I'm like to the man, they're like, what's he good? I'm like, he works hard, man. He puts in a shit. They'll say it blunt. So I'm like, it's what it is. You know? It's only in England that man praised this flying into bare tackles and running about. It's the minimum. Like, it's like with bro, that's even with Lacazette. I'm not even trying to diss Lacazette, but man say he works hard up front. You know, big games. He's good for other players. He brings man in. Man are saying all of this because Lacazette don't score 20 league goals. You know, even someone in the comments said, "Oh, you need to start games, bro." I gave Lacazette these excuses. He's not starting. You know, he's being subbed. You know, he even had me defending why he should stay on in the last 10 minutes because statistically, that's when the most goals come, fam. You know, shutting up about his lack of form away from home. There was a point where it was well documented Lacazette can't bag away from home. He does his thing at home. We only say these things because players are not levels. When a player's not levels and we like them and we don't want to admit the truth, we look at all little ways. Man, have to call a spade in this football thing, or we're not going to advance. Like, we're not going to advance.
You see your thing, yeah. I'll tell you what. The reason why I respect your thing is, and I respect a few man that do this, what we do, yeah. But the people that keep it like Turkish, I respect the people that keep it real. Do you know what I mean? Just because you support Arsenal doesn't mean you should accept mediocrity, and that's not even just Arsenal. That's just any football team, yeah. Unless your team is like Scunthorpe and them, man, yeah. Don't. Yeah, shout out to you guys. You know what I mean? But you see, here's my thing. Yeah, is we've for a long time. We've never had it at the right time. But we've never had. So, for example, there was one time we had bare attacking midfielders. I love Jack Wilshere, Ramsey, Santi, Ozil, and man.
They are everyone there, man. Bare man.
There was when we had Ozil in mad form, we had no striker at that point. You know what I mean? Then now we have strikers, but no midfielders. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like when is it gonna come together? Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm looking at Tottenham. Looking at Tottenham because people are using the excuse that we move stadiums, bro.
Yeah,
Tottenham move stadiums as well.
It's dead. It's not even a stadium. It's the intent. Like, that's all it boils down to. It's the intent. Man that want to do things. Like, Arsenal are in love with cycles. We had in recent years, Sanye, you know, we thought, all right, cool. He's going to utilize the contacts. He's the plug. Missling scouting thing. Now we've got Edu. We've previously done the English player stuff. Now we're doing it again. You know, you mentioned it perfectly. You got Ozil, you got Alexis, you got Santi. You didn't sign a level striker. You didn't sign a defensive mid. You didn't pattern up centre half. Is this on purpose? Or is this this can't be a coincidence? We love to do the unfinished project. You know, we're bigging up Partey, but you know, and I'm happy Partey's here. I'm happy we got him on the last day. But that sort of thing twangs fans to make them say, "Oh, why is he? If you knew he was activating his release clause, why don't you bang that in the first couple of weeks so he has more time to train?" Bringing in another creative man, a minimum. Give Arteta as much time. And as much as I have question marks over Arteta and I support him, I look at the board, you know. I just have to ask them the simplest question. Have you given Arteta all the tools available for a first-time manager to succeed? And for Arteta, is he getting all the best out of the crap tools available? These are the questions that, and this is why you can't just blame one side, but the board, like you said, they're moving mad. They're moving mad.
They're moving mad. You know what? And like, credit to Arteta, because I mean, your first team of management, Thomas Juicy, your first thing in management is Arsenal. You know what I mean? We have high expectations. You get what I'm saying? Or we should do. But you see, for example, I'm going around to other clubs. Okay, maybe in one season, in their first season, they're not back. Remember, I think he hasn't even had a full season yet. You know what I mean? He hasn't. What I'm saying is, don't let it be 2-3 years down the line and
saying the same thing.
Where players are past, we're saying the same thing. Aubameyang's past his peak. Then we go get a number 10. Do you know what I mean? Like, make it make sense at one point in time. See, now, talking about the game on the weekend, I was just thinking about this now. Saka plays on the left a lot of the time. I think that's his best position, yeah? But if Saka could, the fullbacks in Tottenham, Regulon and Award, they fly forward. They absolutely go forward. But defensively, they're not that great. And I was thinking about that might be our window to maybe sneak something in, if that makes sense.
That's why for me, Saka needs to play. It's like when I look at, for me, you know, I could talk, and I'm sure you could as well. We can talk about Saka's ability in all the world. I don't really like to harp on about ability in football because it only takes you so far. It's about the mentality. It's about on a football field. And I'm pretty sure you'd agree. Whether we win, lose, or draw, whatever the result, we're still saying the same 7 names max of people that are putting in a shift or people that are looking decent. And obviously, you're already losing because you need 11 players to play a game of football. I'm saying 7. 25-man squad. I'm saying 7. This is a problem with us. You know, we don't want it enough. It's like I'm not saying we need to win league titles, but it's like we accept mediocrity in how we play. Listen, I don't like to lose, but Villa, they didn't smoke us because we went down fighting. They smoked us because we are shit. You know, we're letting people just walk away with 3 points. We're not letting them go, oh, bloody hell. You know, that's work really hard for them 3 points. Man come to Arsenal to end their goal ducks, to get 3 points when they're losing, to get clean sheets, to start debuts. Young players want to make names for themselves. You know, reboards that might have been playing non-league come and score. We're the team for that, unfortunately.
No, we are. I don't know. It's like in FM back in the day when man ain't scored all season. It's the last day of the season.
Last night, I can't catch it.
I need to get that thing, right? I need to. But you see, my thing is because I take you back, because we were saying it about taking mediocrity. I remember Firmino coming on, and man ripped off his sleeves, and then all the Arsenal fans were gassed because man looked like a Flintstone. Because he looked like a Flintstone, everyone was like, "Yeah, we got a rough guy in midfield. He's gonna do." Then for like. Maybe he had 10 good games, and after that, it was more the same.
Showed his levels, fam.
Do you get what I'm saying? All I'm gonna say is going forward. You know what I mean? Desire, and we need an ID. I don't know what our ID is. We let goals in, and we don't even score. Do you know what I mean? So what are we doing right now?
Simple, bro. You said that perfectly, man. I can't add on to nothing. Everything I try and say in my vid, you said it. Like someone frame up that paragraph. All right, last question before I let you get out of here. What happens if we win? What happens if we lose? How do we move forward?
What happens if we win? I think we shouldn't get carried away. I think that's more for the fans, to be fair. But I think for the fans, I'm going to say we shouldn't get carried away, if that makes sense. We just, you know what I mean? Let's take it as it goes, take each game as it comes and build on it. As for the team, I reckon build on it as well. I think even if we draw, look at the positives in the game and the negatives and go forward from there. Don't think, because it's Tottenham, a draw is a good point. It depends on the aspect. Let's say we're coming from behind and we get, that's good.
Context and of course, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I think we should, now more than ever, is start looking at the players that are actually performing, as you said, the same 7 man that keep performing and make sure that they are the first names on the team sheet. You know what I mean? Let's not, people are getting like 3 chances a game and they're squandering all of it. All right, brother. Hold the bench. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's not your time. You play Europa League, get your confidence back up. FA Cup, get your confidence back up. You know what I mean? You never know where it can go from there. But just in terms of Sunday, I mean, I hate probably Tottenham as much as you do. No, I mean, I just don't want us to get the 3-4-0 beaten, man.
I don't want us to
Come
get
on,
swords,
man.
man. I can't, bro. I'll deactivate my Twitter, bro. So I don't get rattled on Twitter. I don't like these little banter things that people do always find it funny, but lately it's been triggering. Cause it's too much now. It's not even in doses. It's a mazza now. Like Arsenal need to fix up. You made a great point about learning, and that's something that annoys me because I genuinely don't feel the players are learning. They're not, like you said. Look at the positives. Look at the last game. You know, are you watching? You know, Wolves. I mean, Spurs' last game against City and thinking, yo, this is what they're on in big games, or yeah, they messed up in Europa League. I don't think they're looking at it on a cerebral thing like me or you. I just think, you know, they're doing their training, and that's where I kind of feel sorry for Arteta. Car, you can bring man to the water, but you can't force them to drink. The players have to take it in. They can back him all he wants. I'm sure you've seen Bellerin talk and say, oh, all the criticism is unfair. Willian chats, Tierney chats, Aubameyang chats. I don't mind that. But bloody play like a team that believes in what the manager's doing, Car. He's going to hold the heat. You know, he's going to hold it's peak. Darnett, thank you very much for that super chat. You said, was yesterday the formation, the tactics, the players, or the team we play in the difference? A bit of everything, like you said, man. I think the formation, clearly, you know, it was more attacking. The tactics, players tried to get in behind. They were playing with freedom. Like Maitland now said, they were trying to get in behind and enjoy themselves. The players that played as well all kind of had the point to prove. So it was a mixture of everything, in my humble opinion. And obviously, we're playing in Europa League. With all due respect, there's not as much pressure right now as the league because we've done okay in that aspect, man. What do you think of that comment?
No, yeah, I think it's. I agree with everything you said. I think it's just a mixture of both. You know, I think the people, especially the young boys and the outcasts, are taking their opportunity to shine. But Rapid Vienna obviously mold. They're not really the greatest opportunity. But for me, it's all about confidence. As long as they're playing, I mean, hopefully they can carry this form into the league or some of the players that will play. If that makes sense. But it's a mixture of both, formation, tactics, who we played, everything.
Facts, like you said, man. I'm going to let you get out of here. Before I let you go, let the people them know once again for like the 100th time where to find you and whatnot.
Yes, people. Make sure you subscribe to the 3 Points on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, you can follow my team this month on Twitter, like 3P, and make sure you hit DG's like and subscribe button if you're new here. You know what I mean? Because man are working. You know what I'm saying? We need them very hard. That. So
people, once again, I've been resurfacing this comment. I need to see his subscribers go up a little piece. So the message is there. Hit him up. I'm gonna obviously have him back on my show in days to come and weeks to come and whatnot. There'll be a lot of content. I've got all the time for honest football chat. Hopefully the next time we speak, we're speaking about more positive business. And like you said, subscribe to his stuff, man. But we're out of here, man.
Anytime, bro. Peace out.